In this video, we'll talk about methods of controlling light intensity. So you got a light, you put it up there, how do you tweak the brightness, right? So there's a whole bunch of different ways to tweak the brightness. You may, I don't know how much, many of these things you may or may not know about. Some of them seem pretty obvious, but I'll just kind of talk about a few of them. You have things like spot flood, which is like going like that and going like that. And not all instruments have these, but some of them do. And you know, that's a trade-off. Covers more area there, but it's brighter there, you know. So you got that kind of a thing. You've got a dimmer, you know, like one of these old-fashioned analog wheels that you turn. But you know, a lot of lights have those things built in now, so you just dial down the level, you know. And you've even got, you can do that from the app, you know. You can go in and remotely control them that way. You could have a light board that has a bunch of dimmer channels in it. You could have a sophisticated electronic dimmer that's remote controlled. You got lights that aren't adjustable, and for one reason or another, and you can put in like a, sorry guys, a wire scrim. That's kind of old school, but you know, it knocks the light down. You've got modifiers that go out in front of the lights, which are very helpful in certain situations because they can give you a more precise control. If you turn this light on, let me turn that one off. So these do the same thing in terms of, you know, this one, so the green single will both knock you down one stop, and the red double will both knock you down two stops. But all these are going to do is make the light dimmer. These are going to make the light dimmer, but they're also going to cast a shadow. So if you have this light hitting the wall and you want to, you know, make a shape out of it, and you bring it down like that, and the further away it is, the more, like, you look at the shape on the wall there, it's a really fuzzy line, you know. And it's also not, it's not, you know, it's a hard cut, which you can do with a solid. But when it's off of the light, you know, you can bring it as close to the wall as you want and get a much sharper line, you know, so you can get a really hard line. So if you wanted a real defined shadow, you know, you can put something that's off the light. So there are a lot of uses for, and you know, you can get these that are 20 feet by 20 feet. They hang them, you know, I've been on the set in Wilmington, they hang them across the top of the street, you know, in the city sets. And, you know, you light cars with, you know, silks like this, and you go in a huge studio, and those 20 by 20s are covering the entire top of the studio. You know, it's just, and that's what you're lighting with. So, you know, there's just a lot of different kind of modifiers. You can use ND gel, which is just like window tinting, basically. Not sure why you'd use that these days, but you could. You know, and there are things for windows. You can apply basically like a tint, and it's kind of labor intensive, but the gaffers will go out, you know, on a big movie or something, and they'll basically tint the windows so that it's not as bright looking out there. There's also stuff that's flexible rubbery stuff that you can just kind of slap up there. It's a little fussier, like you can wave and let light leak in and stuff, so it's not quite as perfect, but it's kind of quick. So that, you know, that's just a little rubber stuff with little holes in it that you can use to knock the light down. So a bunch of different ways to bounce. I put down bounce, I'll show you bounce. So, you know, this light is going to be kind of blinding if I point it in your eyes. And, sorry. But if I bounce it off there, now it's not very blinding, you know, it's not as bright. It's also softer, which we're not going to get into right now, but that is not as bright when you bounce it. So that's another way to control it. And then, you know, you've got some cool app controls. Yeah, this Astera app, it's just got like, 80 million different controls on it, and you can just go in and group lights together, and you do effects and just all kinds of different things. And you can, there's like color wheels, and it's really neat. You can just customize things like forever. So it's just a real handy way to do things. You can do them all from your iPad, or phone or whatever. So, and that is where I'm going to now go over and work over there. Click on the next video to continue. New videos drop every couple of days. If you like what you see, like and follow us on our social media channels. And everything is downloadable for free on our website, rucciproductions.com.